ओके ओके, ठीक है साथियों, आप सब लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप अपना अपना माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए, ये प्रदीप जी वगैरह बाकी सभी, क्योंकि यहाँ इको होता है, डिस्टरबेंस होता है। हमारे बीच में दो कैंडिडेट हैं जो पीजीटी इंग्लिश का इंटरव्यू देने के लिए उपस्थित है, कुछ लोग टीजीटी इंग्लिश के भी हैं। तो इस इंटरव्यू को हम पीजीटी और टीजीटी इंग्लिश को समर्पित करते हैं, है ना। और हमारे बीच में चारुलता जी है, पूजा भारती जी है, जो पीजीटी इंग्लिश का इंटरव्यू देने के लिए यहाँ पर उपस्थित है, ठीक है ना। तो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं पूजा भारती से। पूजा भारती, प्लीज़ इंट्रोड्यूस योर सेल्फ, डिस्क्राइब योर सेल्फ, टेल समथिंग अबाउट योर सेल्फ।
Good evening, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this wonderful platform. My name is Pooja Bharti and I come from the religious town Devghar in Jharkhand, and currently I stay in Bihar. As far as my educational qualification is concerned, I have done my graduation in English in the year 2014 from SKMU Dumka and Masters in English in the year 2019 from IGNO. Apart from this, I have done B.Ed in the year 2021 and qualified CTET paper 1 and 2 in the year 2022. My passion is teaching. It is something in which I can deep dive into because it gives me internal satisfaction and happiness. I'm a competitive person and I love challenges. My skills are teaching and also instilling confidence, motivation, and morality in my learners. My strengths are honesty, optimistic attitude, and patience, and weaknesses too much devotion to my work. My hobbies are teaching and cooking. I can prove an asset for KVS if all my skills, previous work experience, strength, and passion are put together. Also, if given a chance to be a part of KVS, I can add feathers to its prestigious dignity and identity which it holds in the society. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Pooja, I am very glad to know the your essence, your pronunciation, and your fluency is too good in English. And
Thank you, sir.
I wish to you you will be select in English as a PGT
So,
English, and as soon as join the Vidyalaya. Thank you very
thank
much.
you, sir.
And now we have to come to Charulata Mangal. Charulata Mangal ji, please introduce yourself. Tell something about yourself.
Sir, thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Charulata Mangal. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. I did my schooling from CBSE Delhi. I did my graduation from Delhi University. Then I finished my Bachelor's of Education from CCS University, Meerut. I did my Master's in English from IGNO University, Indira Gandhi National Open University. I'm CTET qualified, both paper 1 and paper 2. Sir, I've worked with British Council as a freelance invigilator, where I get to know the education field, and there I decided to make education as my career. And I recently being selected as a contractual panel for PGT English in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Kamla Nehru Nagar, Ghaziabad. And in my free time, I like listening to music. And sir, I never miss a chance to travel. And sir, I also love watching documentaries.
Very nice, very good. Our both candidate of PGT English aspirants is to good in English essence and pronunciation. Uh, I also wish to you to select as a PGT English and taught
Thank you,
me
sir.
how to learn and how to be
Definitely, sir.
fluent in English. Because I from the starting I was a student of Hindi literature, and at the level of class 6 I learned ABC. Before class 6 I don't know what is English and what is the alphabet of English, but
Sir, likewise.
yes.
Likewise, I did started from ABC from sixth standard also, sir.
Okay, okay, very nice. Then uh, Pooja Bharti, I want to
Yes, sir.
know from your side why you want to be a teacher. You know,
Sir, as I already mentioned in my biodata, that I want to be a teacher because it's my passion and it is something in which I can deep dive into and gives me total internal satisfaction and happiness.
Do you accept this passion, or this is the duty as a social responsibility?
Yeah, sure.
How
I
can
have
you
also
describe, or how can you explain that teaching is a social responsibility?
so teaching is a social responsibility because a teacher uh, not only teaches his students but also is making their future. He is making the future of the country.
Very
If
good.
we produce educated students, then they will build up the society. The society will be educated, and in return, our country will be educated.
What is your opinion, Charulata ji, in this topic, in this question about this?
Sir, I would like to say there is no profession like teaching. Teachers prepare all other professions. And as Mr. Kalam, in one of his interviews, he was asked by a girl that, Sir, you are the inspiration for all of us. What did inspire you? That isn't what inspired Mr. Kalam. And he said that there is only one person which motivated him and inspired him, and that was his teacher, Mr. Subramaniam Iyer,
Yes,
who taught
yes.
him that how a bird flies. And the way his teacher explained it inspired Mr. Kalam for his vision in life. If a teacher can give us a Kalam, then I think there is no greater profession as teaching.
In all the books which was written by Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam always discuss or quote the regarding uh, primary teacher Mr. Subramaniam Iyer. You know,
Yes, sir.
and his contribution to make the life of Abdul Kalam, how he motivated through the primary teacher. So this is the example that we understand, can say that teacher is a social responsibility and teacher is a noble profession. But I want to know that there is so many platform to be a teacher, but why you want to be a teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya only?
Sir, Kendriya Vidyalaya is a prestigious organization. It'll be my honor to be part of this organization. And the defense personnel of a country, their students, their children study in Kendriya Vidyalaya. So not only I be able to fulfill my dream to help my country, serve my country, it'll be my greatest honor to teach the children of all the defense personnel and give my best to make their dreams come true. And sir, as a teacher, I see one problem in my society. As in all the students I came across every day, English is a phobia.
Yes, yes.
Despite their best of efforts and abilities, there are so many talented students we have, but everybody, when it all comes down to communication, they lack. So the lack of communication, and sir, even in NEP 2020, we talk about 21st century skills, and communication is one of them. So I think having a great communication and good command over English is a must in 21st century. You cannot, I said, it is imperative and it is of utmost importance that having the qualities and all the qualifications, if you add a good communication skill as well, there is nobody can beat a India student.
That's very good. What is your opinion, Pooja? Is there any other
Yes, sir.
points you want to mention here?
Yes, sir. So KVS is a central government organization under the Ministry of Education. Here you get to see students and teachers from all over India, bringing along with them their languages and culture. So if I get a chance to be a part of KVS, I'm sure to learn new languages. I'll know about new cultures. And apart from this, KVS is spread pan India, and not only in India, but three KVS are in abroad also, in Tehran, Moscow, and Kathmandu.
Pooja,
So not only I'll
Pooja, you may set your mobile in the way that your picture is comes in good
now
way.
okay, sir.
No, no, ये वैसे ही करो, लेकिन थोड़ा सा ठीक है. हाँ,
अब ठीक है.
हाँ, yeah, it's good. Yes, yes, okay.
So
Little
KVS
lower,
is
little lower.
okay. Now,
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
very good.
better.
Okay.
So KVS is spread pan India, and not only in India, but three KVS are in abroad also in Tehran, Kathmandu, and Moscow.
Yes.
So not only I'll get to explore India, but also abroad. And apart from this, KVS offers the best pay scale. Also, it has a good, pleasant work atmosphere. These all things lures me to join KVS.
Okay, very nice. Very good. Uh, then my next question is from the problem regarding the English. You all know that spoken English is most important problem in Kendriya Vidyalayas. Most of students are not well in spoken English, and this is the not only the problem of KVs. I saw many. I experienced that in most of schools. Spoken English means actually use of English as per presence of mind is not I have seen there. So how you will overcome to this problem and how you make your students well in spoken English, maybe not fluent but at least some importance or some क्या बोलना चाहिए कि some improvement is must, but
Yes, sir.
students are not understanding the importance of English. Communicative English should be there, and fluently spoken English is also very compulsory in the Vidyalaya.
Should I
What's your
talk?
opinion? Yeah, yes, Charulata.
Sir, when it comes to spoken English, there are many aspects and many factors in it. So the first and foremost factor is that as Indians, because our mother tongue is, Hindi, Marathi, and all, we first think in Hindi, then translate that in English. So that is where the problem lies. And the first and foremost thing is when we study grammar, it is mostly as for exam purpose. We don't understand how it affects and how it should be used properly. There are very minute details of grammar that we should all be aware of. I can point out that right now, even if you ask a person to figure out, can you just identify a figure of speech? At least 5 out of 10 people won't be able to do that. So how I will, help improve my students in, have a good command over English, not only spoken, but in comprehension, and they'll be able to, construct their own thoughts in English, and they don't have to, go to the translate method. They can directly think in English, and then, it'll be much easier, and the fluency will come. So the first and foremost thing that I will do is I first will assess my students where they stand. Then, sir, I will take, the parts of speech, the grammar, one by one, and I'll make sure that they are well aware of the rules. And when we do, the lessons every day, I'll make it a point in my class that I can ask anyone about about how to identify a part of speech. First, I will teach them. I will take their answer, their queries, their problem. कहाँ उन्हें problem हो रहा है. That is what I will do is I will ask them to identify parts of speech, understand the grammar rules. Then the
Yes, yes.
second part comes. Second part comes is where we lack is vocabulary, because English or any literature is nothing without a vocabulary, a good vocabulary. And teaching them, making them, do rote memorization of words is not useful. So the method that I use myself and with my children and, the students I get in contact with is a root method. I teach my son and myself root. So when we learn a root, there are 100 words that can be made from that root. So, and it is very easy, sir. You teach one root a day, and if you teach them even a four roots,
Okay, okay,
and you
okay.
know how to build up a vocabulary on that, you tell
Yes,
them the
Charulata,
roots
you
of.
explained well. I will come to you after some time. पूजा जी आपकी बेटी परेशान कर रही है तो
Yes.
आप कंटिन्यू रखेंगे या अभी बाद में करेंगे बताइए.
मैं कंटिन्यू रखूंगी, बस 2 मिनट में ऐसे हैंड ओवर कर दो मम्मी को.
हाँ, आप हैंड ओवर कर दीजिए, तब तक हम चारुलता जी से बात करते हैं ना.
यस यस, श्योर श्योर.
ओके ओके, यस. एंड
So should I continue?
हाँ हाँ, यस यस, कंटिन्यू प्लीज.
Sir, if I, teach or taught my students how to make their own words, if they know the roots, even if a word comes in exam, which they have never seen before, and if they are able to figure out even, a part of roots, because there are multiple roots in a word, there is a prefixes and suffixes that makes a word. If they are able, if they understand the roots, they'll be able to figure out the gist of the word, even if they have not seen the word ever before. It is the best way to, taught a grammar and vocabulary to a student. Then third thing that comes is practice. Language comes from environment. Why we are not, that good in spoken English? Because we don't have that environment. So student might not have that environment at home, but we can give it in school. So I'll make it a point in my class that I will encourage them to, start using simple sentences. Start with simple sentences. Can you pass me the copy? Ma'am, can I do this? Start with a, give them that confidence. If you start building from simple sentences, then I'll ask them to, prepare an introduction for themselves. And once a month, I'll decide a day where I'll ask them to speak on a topic. And initially it will be a topic given by me so that they can have a time to prepare. And when I know that they are now, getting easy with the language, more familiar with the language, then I will ask them to speak on a topic of their choice. And I will choose fun topics, relevant to their lives, what kind of a movie star they like, what movie
Okay,
they
okay.
like, what program they like.
Yes, yeah, yes, Charulata ji. We have to know the opinion of Pooja Bharti also. Pooja,
Yes sir.
how we will overcome this phobia?
Sir, for this, I'll go with the basic methods which my school teachers used to follow. Since I'm a convent student, and my English also improved because of the steps taken by my teachers. The initial step is to make English compulsory. They have to speak in English, though they are speaking wrongly, but they have to speak it.
Uh,
And
you
when,
can one minute, you can make English compulsory in your classroom only. है ना.
yeah, yeah, sir, I am
In
coming to
the
that also.
Kendriya Vidyalaya convent type of mahal not is there, and we during moving here and there and talking in other periods and other programs, there is no compulsory and we can't do it because Kendriya Vidyalaya adopting bilingual competency formula. है ना.
Sir, so
Because
convent.
because of it we can make compulsory spoken English in our period only.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir. We'll make it compulsory that in my period they have to speak in English. Though they may be speaking it wrongly, but they have to speak. And wherever they will be making mistake, at that instant itself, I'll correct them. Because when a child make mistake now, and if you correct it that instant itself, then it is in their mind forever. Means it retains in their mind forever. Secondly, I'll ask them to bring vocabs, not many vocabs, just one vocab and a simple sentence using that vocab. They have to bring it. And the monitor, I'll ask the monitor to paste it on the wall. He will collect the vocabs from all the students and he'll paste it on the wall. And I'll ask them, I'll give it a homework for them to learn it. And by the end of the week, I'll ask them and make sure that they learn all the vocabs. And also for this, I'll deploy the monitors and prefix to see that they are not speaking in Hindi by hiding themselves or with in my absence.
Okay,
Just these
okay.
points.
I think formation of sentences comes through the through the spoken also, and through the knowing the concept of part of speech, type of sentence, direct, indirect, narration, active, passive voice, and so many other things. But students are not interested to learn these all things. They they don't know the concept of grammar, the concept of structure of sentences. Uh,
Yes, sir.
so, what type of strategy should be there to make these all things compulsory and meaningful? One more reason is also there that these all things are not included in the syllabus. So they don't want to learn this type of things. But if we are teaching any story, any prose, any poem, so it is our duty to make concept clear of students in each and every aspect.
Hmm.
है ना? चलिए इसमें बताओ, पूजा आप बताओ, फिर हम चारुलता से पूछेंगे. यस.
Uh, sir, about KVS, I want to know first, like they don't have grammar periods.
No, there is no extra grammar period. But if teacher want, then teacher is the king of the classroom. वो जो
Okay.
चाहे वो कर सकता है, इसमें कोई रोक टोक नहीं है ना.
Sir, so
You can
for
take
this,
extra classes, you can take remedial classes, and you can take it in regular classes also. There is no problem.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, in my class, while I'll be teaching grammar, I'll use simple terms. No bookish terms would be used. And the examples I'll be giving from the daily lives, which would be retained in their mind. And I'll ask them also to give examples, because if they are able to give examples, then it means that they have understood the concept. Then only they are giving the examples. By these things only we can improve their grammar. And secondly, whatever you are teaching, like literature part or prose part, whatever you are teaching, there also, if those concepts are being repeated, like you taught noun in the class and you found a noun in the sentence, then ask them to point out the nouns. And if they are able to point it out correctly, that means they have understood the concept. In this way only you can teach them grammar. No bookish knowledge or no rote learning would work here.
Yes. Okay. What is your opinion, Charulata ji?
Sir, as you said that if it is not there in syllabus, they will not like it. Sir, what I'm saying is that the grammar practices, it is not something we will do extra. It will be within their lesson.
Yes. Yes.
And in the lesson, there are phrasal words. And sir, my strength is that I use humor in my lessons. And I connect the story with their life. My son is a teenager, and when I was reading myself a John Keats Isabella story, and he was just looking at the picture. He said, "Mom, it is very interesting." So I just make him sit down, and I narrated the story. And the way I said it, I used the humor, and there was a shocking event in the story. He liked it. There was no book, nothing, no bookish lecture I was giving. I was sharing a story with him, and he liked it a lot. So my, the way I think it'll be best, that the grammar, the vocab, it will all be part of the lesson they will be doing. No
Yes,
extra
yes.
work. And I will just ask them to, write down the vocab at the end of a page or something. It'll not be burden. It'll not be too much of a
Yes,
work.
yes, yes.
And for the spoken part, sir, I think teenagers have a lot to say. If you know the right topic, they have so many thoughts in their mind. But because of the controlled environment, and because of the hostility as the parents, they don't get open up with the teenagers. So we talk them about the current events, that is relevant with their life. And if you just take out that word, and you can see all of them, talking at the same time. So I'll choose topics which is relevant to their life, and I'll ask their opinion in English. I will say that this is a no judgment zone. Nobody will judge anybody. And make as many mistakes in the classroom. Do not make any mistakes outside the classroom. You're here. I'm there to help you, and we will not judge, and we will help each other. I will encourage them to watch news in BBC English, because that is a neutral English. And I will encourage them to, listen English song as well. Watch some programs and movies with subtitles. I will
Yes.
ask them to, because our mouth muscles, they need to adjust to a new language. That is why whenever we speak a new language, we fumble in the beginning. because our mouth is not adjusted to the language. But the more we practice, the easier it will get. And if I have a student 2 years with me, I can, sir, say with confidence that he will be much better in communication when he will leave my class in 12th
Okay,
standard.
yes, yes. My another opinion also is there that when we are giving students some homework, classwork, project works, and any other works or any other practice to improve their English or vocabulary, then we can give this type of works that this is the lesson. There are so many simple, complex, compound sentences are there. There are so many items and phrases are there. There are so many antonym and synonyms are there that children you have to select these type of word from these chapters only है ना. अगर अगर हम इस तरह का काम उनको देंगे तो थ्रू दिस वर्क दे बाउंड टू रीड चैप्टर थॉरली एंड केयरफुली है ना. इट मेक्स देयर नॉलेज ऑफ regarding content is also powerful, and through this process they know the type of sentence, type of antonym, synonym, items, phrases, and so many other aspects that may be all type of part of speech also. तो इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट मतलब इन द लैंग्वेज विच टाइप ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स may be given in the class 11-12 level English. Pooja, tell something you and after Charulata. Yes, Pooja.
Sir, should
Sir,
I go
regarding
first?
what you said, yes, ma'am, you can.
हाँ मैम आप
No,
बोल
no,
लीजिए.
please,
हाँ
Pooja,
ये
you
ये
continue.
कोई भी दो में से कोई भी बोलिए.
Pooja, you continue.
हाँ इंग्लिश प्रोजेक्ट की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं कि विच टाइप ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट वर्क शुड बी गिवन टू द स्टूडेंट्स फॉर मेकिंग देयर इंग्लिश grammatically good, and for spoken part also include there.
Sir, coming to the spoken part first, we should give them some small topics, the topics which are relevant to them and which seems easy to them. For example, write something on your family, or write something about your teacher, or write the things which you find difficult, with their difficulty levels of learning. These all things for spoken part. And for grammar part, like you said, that was the best point. Like for example, you can ask them to pick out the phrasal verbs from the chapter. From all the chapters they'll be collecting phrasal verbs, and by the end of the week they have to bring the project to the class, and the teacher would check it. And simultaneously you can add like nouns, adverbs, these all things they will be finding, and they'll be submitting the projects.
Yes, yes, Charulata.
So for the spoken part, I think in our syllabus we have some lessons which have a humorous tone to it. They are funny. So I will ask my student and give them, the lines will be divided among the students. And I will say that in a class we will perform a skit. So I will make sure that I'll make 2 or 3 students stand in front of the class and act out the play. So, and because it will be funny, everybody will be interested, and they will play that because we have a lesson in our 12th standard, a Mother's Day, which is a very funny lesson. And if they act out, act out that lesson in front of a class, everybody will enjoy it, and it will help them with their spoken English. And I will tell them few topics. Monthly I will give them few topics that. You need to prepare a 5-minute speech on it, and I will ask any of you any of the day, so that they are not prepared that Monday is my day. They should be prepared all the time. That man can ask me any time, stand up and speak on the topic for 5 minutes. So that is the second thing that will help them. And I will every day I will ask to read out the headline of that day. What was the headline of that day? And I will ask any of the students. It's not like they will raise their hand and I will ask, okay, fine, you tell me. I said everybody should know the headline of the day and what it means. How that news impacts us in a short way, so that they all will develop a habit of reading a newspaper, or at least the front page of it.
Yes, yes.
So, and there are so there are many more methods. The small habits which will not take much of a time, and just try to make it fun. so that they don't get bored and they don't feel burdened because of it. I might even ask them to recite a poem or maybe a song of their choice, that you sing a song of your choice in English. Make them fall in love with the subject. They don't feel it, boring. It should be interesting for them.
Okay, there are so many activities which we can conduct in the classroom to make a perfect students in the English, like debate, poem recitation, allocation, and all type of activities which related to improve their English. And
Yes, sir.
after that, we can motivate student to come on the stage and tell something about your topic. जब बच्चे स्टेज पर आकर बोलने लगते हैं तो उनका जो है, एक बच्चा अगर इस पे स्टेज पर आकर बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से प्रेजेंट करता है, इफ़ वन स्टूडेंट be perfect in English or tell something about some topic on the stage, then so many students want to speak something and they will encourage and gradually they will improve their English. लेकिन होता क्या है कि ये हम लोग बच्चे को क्लासरूम के सामने आकर इंग्लिश बोलने के लिए उसको कंफर्ट फील नहीं करवाते, उसको बच्चों के साथ क्लैप करके उसको एनकरेज नहीं करते. अब हम अपने लेक्चर मेथड से अगर हम लोग पढ़ा देते हैं, पोइम भी समझा दी और प्रोज और सब एवरीथिंग वी टॉट वेल एंड स्टूडेंट्स को बोला कि भाई डू यू अंडरस्टैंड एंड स्टूडेंट्स यस मैम, देन बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो है जो एक्चुअल पर्पस ऑफ लैंग्वेज छूट जाता है कहीं ना कहीं. तो हमें इस चीज़ का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. देर आर सो मैनी क्वेश्चंस आर देयर फॉर इंग्लिश इंटरव्यू विच वी विल इंक्लूड टुमारो, है ना. अभी मुझे लगता है कि इतना टाइम काफ़ी है. आप लोगों ने बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से पार्टिसिपेट किया और मैं समझता हूँ कि और 2-4 हम इंटरव्यू आपके इंटरव्यू से पहले लेंगे, 1-2 और.
Yes, sir.
तो अगर आप दोनों ही सिलेक्ट होकर आ गए तो हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट होगा और ये बहुत बड़ी खुशी की बात होगी. आप दोनों में की क्वालिटी अच्छी है, बढ़िया है. कुछ प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, कुछ रूल्स रेगुलेशंस के क्वेश्चन होते हैं, वो मैं आपके और कुछ चीज़ें आप लोगों से पूछूंगा, जिससे इनमें आप लोग देखिएगा जो मैं आगे पूछूंगा उस पर आप तैयारी करके रखिए कि रेमेडियल क्लासेस का पर्पस क्या होता है, हाउ विल इंश्योर 100% क्वालिटी रिजल्ट, है ना. क्योंकि बच्चों का लेवल क्लास 8 का है, तो अब हाउ विल यू इंश्योर मिनिमम लेवल ऑफ लर्निंग एट क्लास 11 एंड 12 लेवल, कि जो अब इंग्लिश के TLOs कौन कौन से होते हैं, टारगेटेड लर्निंग आउटकम्स, इसकी आप तैयारी करके थोड़ा रखिए. और हाउ विल वी कैन अचीव ऑल टाइप ऑफ TLOs. तो ये बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. और जो लो अचीवर्स है, जो राइजिंग ब्लूमर्स है, जिनको हम स्लो लर्नर्स भी कह देते हैं, उन बच्चों के लिए हमारे स्ट्रेटेजी और प्लानिंग क्या होगी, जिससे कि बच्चे, मैंने पर्सनली ये देखा है कि कुछ बच्चे को हम ज़ीरो समझते हैं, लो अचीवर समझते हैं, लेकिन अगर हम एफ़र्ट करते हैं, उसको भरोसा दिला देते हैं, तो वो बहुत बेहतर स्टूडेंट बनता है और वो डिबेट में सब चीज़ में आगे निकल जाता है. मैंने देखा है कि लो अचीवर्स टाइप स्टूडेंट्स आर वेरी गुड इन डिबेट, एलोकेशन, पोएम रेसिटेशन, एंड दे आर विनिंग टू मच प्राइज फॉर द स्कूल. तो ये सारी चीज़ें हम कैसे इन सबको हम आगे जा कर के जवाब देंगे, इन पर आप थोड़ी तैयारी आप लोगों को करना है, ठीक है ना. और स्कूल में आप बेहतर क्या करेंगे जो अदर इंग्लिश टीचर नहीं कर पाते हैं, ठीक है ना. तो ये है, और ये सारी चीज़ें हम अगले इंटरव्यू में इंक्लूड करेंगे. मैं समझता हूँ यहाँ अभी तक का जो हमारा सफ़र है ये ठीक है, इतना समय ही जा काफ़ी है. इसके बाद हम कोई अगले बात करते हैं कैंडिडेट से, और अगला एक इंटरव्यू PGT TGT हिंदी वालों का ले लेते हैं, फिर आर्ट का ले लेंगे, और भी कोई होगा तो हम लेंगे. ओके, ये तो यहाँ पर हम आपके